All right, today we are going to talk about jewel crafting. I also have mining on this character. Obviously, those two go together. So I talked in my other videos about the Crimson Combatants uh, gear, and jewelry is also one of these that you can make this stuff. And trust me, I made a ton of gold with these. Now right now they're not selling as much. 600 gold for the amulet and 900 gold for the signet. I'm still selling some of these pendants. They're down to 50. Now this is the Warcraft economy tanking. 65 gold for these. I was making right around 4,500 gold on both of the Crimson Combatants pieces, and anywhere between 500 and 1,000 gold on the band and the pendant. And again, they're down to 50 gold. It's the economy's just tanking. It's so pathetic. Now it's only 11 gold to craft, so you can still make quite a bit of gold on these. But what you were making a month ago is peanut is 10 times the amount you're making now. 50 gold for this, I was selling this for 500, 100 times a day. And so I was making tons and tons and tons of these Crimson Combatants. Now, you can still make gold. The Rousing Ire was the most expensive thing, but it's down to 38 gold. I think I paid 80 gold a piece, maybe even more for all of the ones that I have here. So I'm actually losing money because now they're 38. These are uh, currency that you get from PvP, and they're you can sell them in the auction house. Mystic Sapphire. This A lot of this stuff I've just prospected. You can see my bag down here. I got a ton of gems that I prospected. Outside of that, there's nothing in jewel crafting that's going to make you any money. Well, I lied. There are a couple things. So this again, I'm just prime example. It used all of these gems plus this primal conversion, 1,100 gold to craft it. They sell for 247 each. So if you sell two, 494 gold for two of them, 1,100 to craft it. You're losing money. It's just again, um, any kind of basic gem. Now there are some gems that you can get. Let's look down here in my unlearned. But again, here we go with you have to spec into the different elements, and it's which one do you spec into? Well, if you spec into something early, for instance, I would bet you fire gems are junk. Okay, this one, yeah, 325 gold, but you need two awakened air, an awakened fire, and awakened order. Holy crap. 1,500 gold for this one gem that's selling for 300. Why? You know, you're specializing in faceting air. It's just, God, it's so pathetic what people have done to the economy. 800 gold for that one to sell. 60 mastery, but it's 1,200 gold to craft it. If you're buying all this stuff off the auction house, 539 gold for an awakened order, and you need one of those. You need three awakened earth at 215. That's 645 gold for the awakened air. It's just, God, I can't believe how horrible the economy was. I really expected Dragonflight to be different. I really did. Why I did that, I don't know, because you got a lot of, and pardon my condescension here, but you got a lot of uneducated people that don't understand supply and demand, that just they'll spend thousands and thousands of gold to craft this stuff and then sell it for pennies just to get rid of it. And it's really sad. And I'm not going to blame any one group, but I think it's really, really sad that this has happened. Trinkets, you've got some idols that you can craft. Again, these are a little bit better than what you can get. 384 item level, that's 20 levels higher than what I have. It's a trinket. Um, but again, you got tons of stuff. Illuminated diamond, 1,500 gold each. It's 3,000 gold to craft that, and They're BOP, so you're going to craft them through the crafting order system, which, as we all know, is dead. Um, Plus your spark of ingenuity. Are you going to use the spark of ingenuity that you get very, very few of? You get one a week. Are you going to spend that spark, or one every 2 weeks, my bad, uh, on a trinket that's only going to raise me 19 levels? Probably not. Um, or Idol of the Earth Warder, same kind of thing. I'm going up 19, 3,300. Probably not even going to craft those for myself because I'm not going to waste a spark of ingenuity. Uh, Jewel crafting, there may be some stuff in here. A lot of it's BOP. The big reason this guy was a blacksmith miner, and when everything came out with the elemental lariat, I farmed the bejesus out of that pattern and never got it. I farmed for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. If you don't know, it drops from super rares in an elemental storm. So best place to do it is in the Waking Shores up here at the Obsidian Citadel. If there's a storm up here, there was yesterday. There was an earth storm up here yesterday, but it's rotated out. There are a million people up here farming keys for Obsidian Sibelian, which I think is really good. He's got a 389 cloak and a neck. Both him and Sibelian have one of those. And you farm the key fragments and the key framings, 3 framings, 30 fragments, 1 key, turn in for rep. There's always a million people up here farming. So if there's an elemental storm up here, I think there were 8 or 10 rares that can pop up here, and each one of them has the option of dropping the elemental lariat. Now, I'm probably going to do it again because I really want to get it for my characters, and I'm just not willing to pay somebody 40,000 gold to craft it on top of when it's something I don't play often enough that I can justify spending, 2 million gold having someone else craft. So those recipes are available on the auction house. Let's see what they were. Yep, they're 500,000 gold still. They were as much as 10 million gold not that long ago. These two have a long duration left, which means I think they have less than 12 hours left. Hopefully that price will drop. So I've only got 300,000 gold on this character, and I'm not going to transfer gold. See, I have on this server, I have just under a million with this character having the most. Uh, some of these are brand new. I do have my engineer that's quite high. My alchemist has spent tons and tons of money trying to get that leveled up, and the rest of them are fairly new since probably just before the expansion pre-patch launched. But I only had like 3 or 4 characters on this, but I added some because I have friends that play here, and I wanted to spend the majority of my time on the server. So a lot of these are new, but just kind of show you the Crimson Combatants. I'm still selling them 900 gold each there. The Band of New Beginnings sold for 233. And we also have these empty soul cages, 3,000 gold on the empty soul cages. Now, if you don't know about these, uh, they are 1/2 of what you need to capture souls. So I actually spec'd into this. You have to go into in your specialization, enterprising and no, what? No, wait, hold on. Gosh, let me get my head straight here. So I went 30 into tool set or mastery, got that. Then we went to enterprising and prospecting. Oh my gosh, am I losing my mind? Right there. There we go. So in enterprising at 15 points, you can create empty soul cages. Now, these sold as fast as I put them on the auction house. Now you can see I still got enough to craft probably, what do we got here? 20, 23 of these. 20, I got 39, so we got about 19. I could go in and buy this stuff. It's 134 to craft it, and they're selling for 142 today. They were a little bit higher yesterday, but they sold before I left the auction house. Now it's only 16 gold or so. But when I can craft 50 or 60 of them and sell them instantly, you're talking about a few thousand gold. And the only thing that's really expensive is the rousing air. 26 gold. The rousing earth is 20, 15 for the fire, and 9 for the frost. So it's not really expensive to craft these, and they sell. And if you don't know what they are, you combine this with the Zap Throttle Soul Inhaler. Um, so you start channeling your soul inhaler, you throw one of these down when it's just about dead. If it dies when you're channeling, the soul goes into this cage and you let it sit there for 15 minutes. I'll do this on my engineering, but you have to let it sit there. So these are used to capture souls, which is part of something that you need for certain things in engineering. There's a couple of pets that use these souls. I think there's other things that do that, but I just know about the pets. The pets are selling for enormous amounts of money, and so these things are literally flying off the shelf. Um, but in jewel crafting again, you can still make a little bit of cash, a little bit of gold here and there, but you have to craft the right things. Like I said, the lariat I want to do for myself. One thing that I do not want to do, if you look over here, trade chat, there's not really much going on now, but pimping myself for work. I can't imagine spending 6 or 8 hours standing in a capital city, spamming trade chat, saying, "Hey, I'll craft this for you." No, I'd rather punch myself in the throat 10 times, than sit here and pimp myself for work. And it happens with all profession. I saw a weapon master, which is the reason why I had this guy. I had this guy as a blacksmith. I went into sword mastery, realized it was a complete waste of time, dropped blacksmithing and picked up jewel crafting, and I've made tons and tons of gold as a jewel crafter compared to a blacksmith. So there's one right there. The same guy. He's uh, he's a blacksmith. Looks like he can craft weapons, and he pimps this stuff all day, every day. I can't imagine. This is not what I want to do when I play a game. It is sit in and pimp myself for work. Um, but as far as jewel crafting going back, another thing here is there's people that sit out here and duel. Okay, I don't know. I mean, again, I want to go play the game. I'm not going to sit here and duel my friends. God, it's stupid. But anyway, um, as far as jewel crafting goes, a lot of the gems, even the high end, the only ones that really sell are those diamonds. But these Nosderites, you can get these by cracking open. You create these. Oh my gosh, where is it? Elemental Harmony, I think it is. Now, there's one of these. God, I should have done my research here. But you craft. It's kind of like a container, um, and you crack it open, and it has the Nostrides in it. And they don't sell for. They're only selling for 2 gold. So, um, blotting sand is something that is used by other crafters. It's a crafting reagent, but you can see the buyout 75 silver. And I'm not going to spend 16 gold, even though Rousing Fire is only 15. I'm not going to spend that kind of gold because to sell for 75 silver, you can buy that stuff off the auction house. I do have 19. I could do 19 soul cages. You can make your own draconic vials, which is, I don't know whether it's good or not because it's 38 gold to craft 5. And I don't know exactly how much it is to buy them from the vendor, but I don't think that it is that expensive. But you can also get higher quality, which will probably raise the quality of your potions and files if that's what you're doing in alchemy. I don't know if that works that way or not, but I did my last video. My opinion, alchemy in Dragonflight is dead. So I wouldn't waste my time there. Frameless lenses, there's a couple of things that are those are used for. I used some yesterday. I think they're used in that soul extractor, some of those. So some of those, I mean, they're 11 gold each. Again, you're spending 25 gold to craft them, so you're doing a lot of stuff for yourself. Glossy stone, another crafting reagent, 48 gold to purchase all the items, and they're selling for 25 gold each. So you're making a little bit of gold on those. Um, the shimmering clasp obviously is for your rings and stuff. There are some things in here. Uh, Again, gems are just what a waste of time. 700 gold, 1600 to craft. The Zen Malachite, just choose one. 1200 gold to craft. They're selling for 297. So sad. So it's so sad that you spend all this time, especially when you're going into your specializations. You're trying to figure out which is the best specialization because you have a limited amount of knowledge that you can get every week. So which tree, and especially with professions like this that have four, and this is kind of mild. We'll go into some that have four of these trees in the same in one of these specializations. So, I mean, you're talking just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of knowledge points to get to max out to be able to craft rings that aren't going to make you jack squat. It's just really, really, really sad, and that's why I went this way with the enterprising to get the soul cages unlocked, so that at least I can sell something. The final specialization, you can craft a toy. Probably put the rest of my points in that prospecting. I've tried prospecting, and these you can see the price of these. It's just, God, it's so pathetic. One gold, one gold, and this is only 2 months into this expansion, and all of this stuff is basically expansion end of life prices, is what they are, because there's 40 million of them for sale and everybody just wants to dump them. So again, professions are for you. You might find a handful of stuff again. You're going into the Crimson Combatants, necklaces, rings. If you're doing the empty soul cages, you can make some money there, but don't plan on making any money. I know there's tons and tons and tons and tons of crafter uh, videos out there that will say, "Oh yeah, you make tens of thousands of gold." Server specific on a high pop server, and even some of the medium low pop servers that I play, you are not going to make 100,000 gold with jewel crafting. There's just not. You're not going to make it with blacksmithing. You're not going to make it with leatherworking. You're not going to make that kind of gold. The only way you can make that kind of gold is if you gather, selling ore, selling herbs, selling skins, selling leather, selling scales, gathering professions. That's the only way. We do have, let's look at these and just see. So these are crafting agents. Not exactly sure what they're for, but again, you've got to specialize into faceting this, faceting that, faceting this, just to be able to craft these. It's just, I really wish that Blizzard would figure it out. Blizzard would figure out that their economy system just sucks. It's just so pathetic. But again, make for yourself. So that is jewel crafting. We can go into mining if you want. Well, I'll just kind of show you the specialization I went into. So I went into the mining process again, 35 points, so I could mount, or I could mine when I'm mounted. I put 5 into surveying, just to get me a little skill, give me a little perception. I went into mastering the elements, and I've just unlocked that. But it lets you overload, and overloading will get you extra stuff. Um, Depending on which way you go, probably going to go with Titan Touched again. Some of these, the molten you can get some rousing fire, which dirt cheap. Hardened might be because you're going to get earth, that might be worth it. but you're going to get awaken, or is it rousing order from Titan Touched. Primal gets you, you can get uh, chance of rousing air or rousing frost. Uh, you can, that would be okay. I like the Titan Touched because it does gives you a boost, and it gives you quite a bit of rousing order. So I'm probably going to go that way. Like you can see, I still have 32 points I have to spend. I haven't really had the time to research which way to go. I don't know about metallurgy, if that would even be worth some points. You know, refining, refining ceravite, refining zirconium, uh, quality one to quality two. Just keep mining. You're gonna get that naturally. So, do I really want to be able to refine my zirconium? No, there's other things I can get. I can get rousing air, rousing order, rousings from here and sell them, make a lot more than if I spent the time and the points going into and saying, oh, I have quality one zirconium, I want quality two, so I'll put 30 points in here to do this. No, sorry, not going to do it. Um, you're better off going some of these other ways, and then increasing your ability to extract ore from efficiently. There's a lot of other things that you can go into. As long as you go here first, you can gather while you're mounted. That's a game changer again. And then look at some of these others to put your points in. I will research that. I'll figure it out. I just don't want to throw my points away because they're hard to come by. I don't think I've done my quest on this guy this week yet. I think I have them. Let's see. Mundane gems. Yes, I have my profession quests that I still haven't done on this guy, but I need to. Mundane gems from these mobs in this area. It's easy, but do your quests every week. There's one for each profession. There's one for artisan's metal. Um, it's well worth it to get those knowledge points because they are very hard to get. You can also get those contracts that give you one knowledge point, one per week, uh, if they are available in the uh, work order system. If you know somebody that can get those, because I'm pretty sure they're BOP, but you can get one knowledge point per week with those contracts. But anyway, hope that helps with jewel crafting. If you enjoyed the video, give me a like, comment, subscribe. Trying to grow the channel, and we'll go on to the next profession. And I hope this helped you guys, and we'll move on. Thanks, guys.